right? Shalom. Before I start, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rachakorash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, peace, blessings, and salutations to all the elect Akim, Wa'akwa, learning and teaching in truth and sincerity, and of the video through the Spirit, your brother Malak from GMS Detroit. Hey, this video right here, y'all, is a bit of a counter argument. You know, the big topic in the world right now, they run around talking about black fatigue, so-called white man. Drewski, right? He went and did that skit about the Israelites, which many of our people found entertaining and funny. These pseudo-Christians, fake Christians, white supremacist Christians, Eurocentric demons. Y'all have all this smack to talk about the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans in general, and the Hebrew Israelites in general. But how come y'all don't have anything to say about the actual people and corporations that are in power that are making life intolerable and miserable for all peoples and creatures on the planet Earth? Why don't y'all have that fatigue or make jokes about that? And so what we're going to focus in on today is PFAS, forever chemicals, as they're otherwise known as, and the fact that these corporations who control every part of our lives knowingly poison the population of the planet for profit and monetary gain, and none of y'all got nothing to say about it. Your kids are poisoned, you are poisoned, your mama and daddy is poisoned, your grandparents is poisoned, your fucking dog is poisoned. You have a real enemy on the earth, and he don't look like us. It's your own damn people. You're a bunch of damn hypocrites. And so I'm gonna start. Let me start here with this scripture, y'all. They want to frame us to be the bad guy, but who's the real dickhead poisoning everybody down to the bloodstream, nigga? Let me start with this real quick. 1 Corinthians 4:9. It says, "For I think that the power hath set forth us, the apostles last, as it were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle of the world, and to angels and to men." So the sufferings that we go through, y'all, we're put up. Now this is done ultimately through the Spirit, but we're being made a spectacle unto the world right now, right? Under false pretenses, of course. Jump further down, verse 13. Being defamed, we entreat. So they cast lies on our name and on our status, yet we still have to kowtow, right? Play the fool and bow down. We are made as the filth of the world and are the offscouring of all things unto this day. So we're being blamed and made to be the issue of the world, just like in ancient Rome, they blamed it on the Christians, right? The apostles, the brethren, the sisters that believe. Yet the people who were destroying Rome was the fucking Romans in power making bad decisions. Hypocrites, back then and back here today. Let's let it play.
We sat here and ate beef 3, 4, 5 days a week for, as far as I'm concerned, over a decade of contaminated beef. How much is in my system? How much is in my kids' system? Is it going to kill them before they get a life? It's hard to say.
There's something poisoning America's farms. A chemical that was built in a lab decades ago.
Built in a lab.
By companies who knew, in private, that it was highly toxic. Now that chemical is showing up almost everywhere.
It is a Pandora's box. It's going to blow up, and people are going to find out it's in it and everything, and it's in everyone, and there's nothing to clean it up, and there's nothing to save you from it.
Toxic PFAS, also known as
forever chemicals.
PFAS are in so many consumer products. Non-stick pans,
dental floss, computer chips,
shampoos, and conditioners.
Whether it's gone down the river and contaminated fresh drinking water for people, or if it's on farmland and you're eating it, it's out there.
We have a mass poisoning of our population.
Forever chemicals are linked to a number of serious health issues.
How can a company knowingly have contaminated the groundwater?
So, how did we get here? How did our farms become toxic waste sites? How did the Teflon in your nonstick pan become a full-blown public health crisis? And why has it taken so long for the government to take action?
They knew about the problem for decades.
And now they've got a chemical that can't be destroyed, it can't be cleaned up.
It's called a forever chemical because you can't just naturally destroy it, y'all. All you can really do is bottle it up and contain it. But it's spread throughout every damn thing. And these devils, right, the elite banking families have allowed for the corporations that they run and control to put these things in many different products that you consider a convenience. They're the reason why your children are born with learning disabilities. Some of you same people who get online who spew vehement hate for us, talking about this, we stinky, we broke, we oppress women, right? Here it is, your child has Down syndrome or some form of has autism and is on the spectrum, and the fucker's brain was rotted out before they even had a chance to grow from some of the same, from the products of these corporations, and you mad at us? Eat a dick.
If we don't get some real response real soon, we're all going to be in a real hell of a shit show mess.
We're already in a fucking mess. We're living in the worst case scenario.
Can you talk about how you guys name the cattle?
So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. We don't need all this mushy shit.
It's just that
Michigan.
And this is actually this farmer. This is out in South Lyon, Michigan, y'all. This dude's probably like 40 minutes away from me, out here in the Detroit metro area. This is close to home. As broad as daylight. This is affecting a farm near you, y'all. All of us. The food you eat and drink, all near you.
we started back in the early 1900s accident and
that he wasn't expecting. From the Michigan Department of Agriculture and Rural Development.
So all he did, he gave his little life story. Shit was going good for his family. He was a farmer on the land that his forefathers stole from Gad and Reuben, right? But then all of a sudden, he gets a call.
January 27th of 2022, got on a Zoom meeting with 4 people I'd never seen in my life. The head of MDARD, he starts apologizing, all sympathetic and this, that, and the other thing. And I finally said, what the hell are you talking about? You don't know? And I says, no, what? He says, well, we're serving you a seizure notice today. You're shut down. Nothing leaves the farm.
Without warning, the state of Michigan had shut down Jason's farm, declaring it contaminated and unusable. They cited high levels of so-called PFAS on the land.
This is the bucket of tags of all the animals we lost. Either they died because of it, or we dispatched them to save them their own pain and misery. It's been tough on my wife and kids. I was just a miserable bastard for 2 years, and they got the brunt of that shit show. I mean, they took away my livelihood. They basically bankrupted me. They told me I'd be back in business in no time. Here I am, 3 years and a few months into it, and I don't have rights to the farm. The government took all that away from me over something I didn't do. I didn't dump the chemical here.
Jason's farm was poisoned by PFAS.
Hey, and y'all know that scripture. I pull it all the time, right? Sirach 34:22. He that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him, right? These corporations are so greedy. Remember, y'all, we live on planet Earth. We need the things that exist here to survive. They tear up everything around them. For what? Profit. They take it from you, give it back to you, charge you, and you break down as they become richer. And these are the people running the show, and it's affecting all of our everyday lives. While you're busy pointing the finger at us, these demons are in the shadows pulling strings, y'all, that affects you and me. Let me get this one. One of my favorites. That's Psalms 36. They don't mind doing evil to the people, screwing everybody over. They don't care. And they don't break sleep. Matter of fact, they don't sleep, least they do some evil. I'm going to have to get that actually. Psalms 36:4. He devises mischief upon his bed. He setteth himself in a way that is not good. He abhorreth not evil. These people have plots and plans that are completely volatile. They don't mind who it hurts, even their own lower end white people, so-called. Micah 2:2. Oh no, not 2:2. Let me see. Before he cannot, let me see. Yep, here we go. Proverbs 4:16. For they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the blood of what? Violence. This is what we're dealing with in this world. They have all the power and money, and rather than heal and help with that power, they cause hell. And you people of the world are such pussies. Rather than call out the real villain of the earth, you fuck with us because we're the low-hanging fruit that you can reach and walk up on and crack jokes about and record. But you won't dare walk up on these people.
I didn't know.
Vocab, you won't dare do a video about these mega corporations, right? Having little children pick crops before they know how to read. Having people work in mines till they drop dead of exhaustion so that we can wear jewelry over here in this country. None of you motherfuckers got nothing to say about that. You don't have fatigue of that? Fuck out of here.
The chemical here.
Jason's farm was poisoned by PFAS chemicals that were buried within a type of fertilizer called biosolids. Every time you flush your toilet or do a load of laundry, that water goes to a wastewater treatment plant. And biosolids are the leftover byproduct of that process. For decades, the EPA has encouraged the use of biosolids as a cheap fertilizer.
So your government allowed for its use. And now look at everyone suffering. What are we talking about, Willis?
I'm not the only one that took biosolids. EPA said it's clean. State of Michigan said it was clean. And I'm on a small scale. Some of these farms are creating tens of thousands of gallons of milk a day. How many homeowners is that hitting?
It's estimated that as many as 20 million...
Showing its face everywhere.
So we're going to fast forward a little bit, y'all.
So...
And they keep trying to tell me there's nothing wrong with these things. I can call the West Virginia State Veterinarian, Doc Thomas, and the only thing he asked me is, do you have a good attorney?
You know, and when Mr. Tennant first reached out to me and was concerned about his cattle, we thought, this is going to be a fairly straightforward, quick, easy case. We had no idea that we would be dealing with PFAS or any of these completely unregulated man-made chemicals.
Rob Bilott started out as a corporate lawyer, a man named Wilbur Tennant.
And this is what they expect a man's cows to drink on his own property.
Wilbur's cows had been acting deranged and dying off at an alarming rate.
There was a serious problem occurring on that property. There was something coming out of this landfill next to his property.
That landfill.
So if these things do this to animals, is it any surprise that certain people act so sporadically and minds are completely scrambled? The things that we're intaking, remember, cows are mammals. We're mammals, technically, right? The way it affects them is similarly going to affect us. So if it's killing their asses, what do you think it's doing to us?
Belonged to the largest employer in town, the chemical giant DuPont.
You can't make this shit up. One of the elite families, DuPonts, Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Gettys, DuPont. Is it any mystery? Of course not.
It took some battling in court to finally get DuPont ordered to start turning over their internal files. What I began to see there really kind of changed my entire perception of what I thought I knew about environmental law in the United States.
Those documents, 110,000 pages in total, contain private letters.
And here it is, they send 110,000 pages because they know you're not going to be able to read all of it, or at least they hope and expect. You got to run that through an automated, program to look for certain words, highlight certain spicy words, right? They do things like that on purpose to try to cover up their shit.
Health reports and scientific studies. And Rob kept finding mention of one chemical in particular.
PFOA, perfluorooctanoic acid. We were dealing with a chemical that had been invented by the 3M company right around really the
3M, right? You go to the damn Staples, you go to the store, you buy their products. Come on, man.
Time of World War II. It was DuPont that was around the same time had invented its own new chemical called Teflon.
Food doesn't stick to Teflon like it does to...
Teflon is a well-known, bad chemical. by now, or at least it should be, right? Hey, the documentary, I've highlighted it before, the Devil We Know, right? You have that chemical called the devil's piss. That's in anyone that was born after 1960. It's in your bloodstream, right? We're all contaminated. Come on, man.
Other things.
Teflon was famous for its non-stick, waterproof properties. But to make Teflon at scale, DuPont needed the chemical that 3M was producing. So they started buying it in huge quantities, shipping it to what would become the largest Teflon plant in the world, right outside of Parkersburg.
They were concerned, though, by this unique chemical structure of PFOA, this 8 carbons attached to fluorine. The DuPont scientists realized that was a very strong chemical bond, something that probably wouldn't be able to be broken apart. The concern became at that point, well, what would happen to living things that might get exposed to this?
So by the early 60s, DuPont started running its own experiments on rats, rabbits, and eventually their own workers. And they kept finding a concerning pattern.
There was a wealth of information within both 3M and DuPont that this particular chemical was toxic, persistent, cancer-causing. Yet all of this information was essentially kept internal to the companies. And this information had been covered up. The public hadn't been told, the regulators hadn't been told, the scientific community hadn't been told.
Armed with all of this evidence,
so they knew this and covered it up, and now it's in all of us. This is who you need to be doing something about, because this affects everybody. But y'all want to come point the finger at us, and we've done nothing but get tossed in the blender with all you dickheads all the same. That's how you know, y'all. What we have is the truth. They hate what we're saying because it's the actual truth. They don't really care about defending what's right or actually, the truth of the Bible. What we're preaching is the actual truth. Hence, they hate it. We are little and small in this world. We're not movers and shakers of much. We're trendsetters, but we don't have any power. The reason that they hate us is because they hate the Heavenly Father, y'all. Hey, what did Yahweh Shai say? That's why they pick on us and fuck with us. Because it logically doesn't make sense, y'all. When you really get down on scale on paper, the damage that they believe that we do to the world and the damage that they actually do and their elites do, it's so far beyond reason. It's not even comparable, y'all. Like the shit's comical. Yep. Ooh, this is good. Yep. John 7:7. I just like this one right here. It says, the world cannot hate you, but me it hateth, because I testify of it that the works thereof are evil. Right. We're calling out this world and you people for being evil. That's why you hate us. All this shit going on the earth, and y'all picking on little old us. If the world hated you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. If you were of the world would love his own. But because you're not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. Precisely. Because we have this truth, right? In the name of Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai B'Hashem Rakakodash. That's why they truly hate us, right? We're the chosen people, Lord willing, we're that remnant, that elect. We have the blessing and the birthright. This is deeper than skin color. This is deeper than sagging, rap music. Y'all simply hate us because we're the chosen ones that are going to go on to salvation. Y'all don't care about true justice. Y'all don't care about peace, because the same people coming up against us, the Israelites, you'll have a gay cousin and you love him and accept him. You don't tell him he needs to stop that and give his life to God. You're all full of shit. How come ain't nobody calling none of this shit out? That affects all of us.
Armed with all of this evidence, Rob was able to settle Wilbur Tennant's case in 2001. But by that point, he had already opened Pandora's box.
What we had seen in the internal DuPont documents was that the same chemical was also getting into the public drinking water of the entire surrounding community, about 70,000 people in that area. So we had filed a new lawsuit against DuPont, this time a class action on behalf of the entire community.
That lawsuit eventually yielded a settlement, of $70 million. But DuPont still refused to acknowledge that their chemicals could have played any role in causing widespread health issues in Parkersburg. So the settlement was used to do something unique. The money went towards developing a massive health study conducted by an independent panel.
There's no reason to develop a study. They already know it's hurting folk and it's poisonous. But this is when you have power, you can do corrupt things like this. You can divert, y'all. Hey, what is this? Oh, what is that? All right here. I'm not even gonna get 23. You know, if you watch my channel, you know I get verse 23 a lot, but it fits perfectly dealing with Eve. But I'm gonna get 21 and 22 specifically for what just happened. You see, you know, they got caught with their hand in a cookie jar, but they was able to pay people off. Why? Sirach 13 and 21. It says, a rich man beginning to fall is held up of his friends, but a poor man being down is thrust away by his friends. When a rich man is fallen, he hath many helpers. He speaketh things not to be spoken, and yet men justify him. The poor man slipped, and yet they rebuked him too. Wow. He spake wisely and could have no place. This is literally our state in this world. Holy shit, this nigga is bugged out, y'all. Wow, I should take a picture. Y'all, this nigga is dressed up as Goku walking around in 40-degree weather shirtless. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't dare. This dude was walking around shirtless. You know, I forget his Halloween so-called, right? It's 40 degrees outside. This nigga dressed up as Goku with his shirt off. You know, white boy, right? He was kind of in shape. So he, you know, I guess the look fit him. Y'all, these people are so bugged out. As I was saying, y'all, let me come back. We're in the position at the end of this verse. We speak wise words of truth, yet we're hated. Meanwhile, the real adversary of the earth is tearing everything up, and nobody persecutes him or wants to speak about him truthfully because he gets all the power and the respect. It's crazy.
By an independent panel of scientists.
We got 69,000 people out of the 70,000 in that community who came forward and participated. Probably some of the biggest human health studies ever done on any chemical. And by 2013, they had confirmed that drinking PFOA in the water was linked with 6 different diseases: kidney cancer, testicular cancer, ulcerative colitis, thyroid disease, preeclampsia, and high cholesterol.
Today, there are...
So what are we talking about?
Dozens of companies.
Who's the real bad? You don't need to bomb a guy. You don't need to shoot people. Just poison them slowly and charge them for it, and you'll become rich while killing.
That produce these chemicals, with more than 10,000 varieties of PFAS on the market. They can be found in the tap water of nearly half the country, in sewage sludge that's spread across our farms, and in the blood of more than 99% of Americans.
90? What? Y'all love talking about percentages. There's your percent. 99% of us are fucking contaminated. That's your percentage. You love statistics? Eat that statistic. And you up running around in our face? All right, this is a good little clip. You know, this woman, she's going to go on to talk about how she discovered it, right? How she's trying to fight against it.
Find you must report. When you report to people that they've been drinking poison, a lot of them react the same way we are. They don't like it.
In states across the country, activists like Cindy...
This room should have everybody in the country inside of it, not just these 15 people or however many. You people are all so full of shit. You don't really care. You're just joining on the bandwagon to blame, you know, so-called black people. Y'all don't care about the economy. Y'all don't care about peace, love, and happiness and hair grease. Y'all don't care about the kids, because if you did, you wouldn't have them drinking a fucking Capri Sun, and you wouldn't be putting Huggies around their bodies, which is poisoning them. And you wonder why everybody's short and genitals ain't right. Nigga, you was wrapped up in poison from 0 to 4. What the fuck you think was gonna happen? But y'all up in our face. I'm not letting it go. I'll stand on this hill until the nigga try to come knock me off it. And he better knock hard. This is the face of evil in this world. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, and the elites that control, pulling strings from the shadows that affects our daily lives in the light. This is the face of evil. Who is gonna? Ooh. Let me get my now. Hey, last year this was my scripture of the year. My scripture of the year this year is Psalms 2 and 12. Last year, what was it? Psalms 94 and what? 16. Let's go to it. What do you say? Stand on that. The Cleveland crash out. Okay, stand on that. Psalms 94, I'm going to start at 16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? It looked like it's just us, y'all, because everybody else in this world is too chicken shit. And luckily for us, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai has our back, and that's all we need. Fuck these people on the planet Earth. Let judgment come now, God damn it. It can't come soon enough to shut the mouths of these dogs, of these hurtful liars, right? You read in Jude, it said these ungodly people, they ungodly lust with their ungodly deeds, with their ungodly asses. It says the word like 4 times in the verse, man. This shit is a joke out here. Go face down the real enemy. Verse 17, it says, unless Yahweh had been my help, my soul had almost dwelt in silence. And that's what it feels like, y'all. Unless the Lord came and helped us, man, we were beaten so low. You know what I'm saying? Like Jeremiah, there was a certain time he tried to stop prophesying, but he couldn't. He couldn't. Because there was nothing but evil going on around him. Evil. SpongeBob, nigga. He had to cry out. He had to cry out. And that's what we're doing. So we're going to keep crying out against you demons that do what? Jump down to verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law. These demons in the ruler's seat, they set up all these snares and traps that we have to deal with in our life, right? Their legal system, the laws we have to abide by, the shit that we have to do, we have no power over. You have to eat these things. You can't grow shit freely. You see, they took that man's ability to provide for himself. They snuck in, poisoned him, and took it. And he's an Edomite. Fuck him and his kids. Fuck him. Fuck. Bomb South Lion. For all I give a damn. Bunch of racist dickheads out there any damn way. That's why we be sneaking in there fucking on the white hoes. Anyway, these demons set up rules that are designed to fail for you. And you can't do anything but suffer against it. Verse 21, they gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. But Yahweh is my refuge, and my power is the rock of my refuge. And he shall bring upon them their own iniquity, and he shall cut them off in their own wickedness. Yeah, Yahweh, our power, shall cut them off. And that's what we waiting on, goddammit, man. And boy, it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day when these demons are wiped out of power, man. They run around, they lying, they slandering. They're dickheads. They're demons.
Chemicals.
The way they were, how am I the only one in the state of Michigan that's not allowed to farm?
Why so little progress has been made on this issue? One of them is that industry in this country is extremely powerful.
They're extremely powerful, and we can't do nothing about it. So who is going to do something about it? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Hey, say, I'm going to end it there, y'all. Y'all know me. I could go on this shit all night. But I'm going to end it there, man. You know, you people, you got some damn nerve. It's like I say, it's easy to pick on the low-hanging fruit. It's easy. You know, here it is, y'all. You know, I'll end on this. You take two dogs that don't like each other and put them in a room. What are they going to start doing? Ripping each other apart. If the dogs, you know, if they had a brighter idea, they say, hey, wait a minute. Why are we fighting each other? Why not rip the shreds the motherfucker who put us in here together? And then now, you know, the handler would be in trouble. You know, that's the situation where these motherfuckers, just because we're next to them, they want to come pick on us. But that's all right. the Lord finna come pick on you, and he gonna put his fucking weight on you, and you ain't gonna be able to do nothing about it. All right? Hey, I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai B'Hashem, L'chakorash to honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, peace, blessings, and salutations to all the Akim Wa Aqua, loving and teaching in truth and sincerity. Shalom.